I am delighted to officially welcome you to the course Introduction to Law and Governance, a foundational subject in your CPA journey. My role as your instructor is to guide you step by step in understanding how law operates within society and how it directly affects accounting, governance, business decision-making, and professional responsibility. Law is not an abstract subject for accountants. It is a practical tool that shapes contracts, taxation, corporate governance, and public accountability. As CPA students, you will frequently interact with legal rules in your professional lives, whether in interpreting contracts, ensuring regulatory compliance, advising management, or safeguarding public interest. This course is therefore designed to equip you not only with theoretical knowledge, but also with the analytical skills needed to apply legal principles in real-world financial and governance contexts. In this first section, we begin with the very foundation, the definition and nature of law, which provides the lens through which all other legal concepts will be understood. Law may be defined as a system of rules created and enforced through social or governmental institutions to regulate human conduct within society. These rules are not random, they exist to guide behavior, resolve conflicts, and ensure order and predictability. Without law, social and economic interactions would be chaotic, making planning, investment, and accountability nearly impossible. For accountants and business professionals, law creates the certainty needed for transactions, reporting, and enforcement of rights and obligations. This definition emphasizes that law is systematic, authoritative, and designed for social regulation. An important aspect of law is that it regulates behavior through recognized institutions. These institutions include legislatures that make laws, courts that interpret and apply them, and enforcement agencies that ensure compliance. Law therefore differs from personal morality or social customs because it carries institutional backing and enforceability. For example, while honesty may be a moral value, financial misrepresentation becomes a legal issue once regulated by company law, tax law, or criminal statutes. This institutional nature of law is central to professional accountability. In accounting practice, the nature of law can be understood through several key characteristics, the first being that law is prescriptive. This means that law prescribes how individuals and organizations ought to behave rather than merely describing behavior. It sets standards of conduct by defining what is permitted, required, or prohibited. In business and finance, prescriptive laws determine how companies should keep records, disclose information, and treat stakeholders. Failure to comply attracts legal consequences, reinforcing discipline and order in economic life. Secondly, law is authoritative in nature. Laws are issued by recognized bodies such as Parliament or regulatory authorities acting under delegated powers, and they are binding on all persons within the jurisdiction. Authority ensures uniformity and obedience, regardless of personal agreement with the rule. For CPA professionals, this means compliance is not optional. Statutory requirements on taxation, auditing, and reporting must be followed even where they appear burdensome. Authority is therefore essential for consistency and equality before the law. Another defining feature of law is that it is systematic. Law does not exist as isolated rules, but as part of an interconnected legal system. Constitutional law, statutory law, case law, and delegated legislation work together to form a coherent structure. This system allows courts and professionals to interpret rules harmoniously rather than in isolation. For instance, company law must be read alongside constitutional principles, accounting standards, and judicial decisions. Understanding law as a system helps CPA students appreciate why legal interpretation requires context and structure. Law is also enforceable, which distinguishes it from social norms and moral expectations. Enforcement mechanisms include courts, tribunals, penalties, fines, and in some cases imprisonment. Enforceability ensures that legal rules are not merely advisory, but compulsory. In financial and governance contexts, enforcement protects